Still a lot to do, but we want to kind of not step aside, but step out of the way just a little bit because now this is the fourth year we've done this, the Tiki and Tierney Bracket Challenge, obviously March Madness. And the last two, this is the second year we've actually rewarded the winner with a chance to either call in, depending upon where you are. Obviously, it's a national show. It could be anywhere. Or if you're in reasonable proximity to our show in our studio, come on down, come to the studio. And Daniel Girolamo, who's 25 years old from Yorktown, New York, all right? A Marist graduate, which is, many of you know, is where I went, which is great synergy on T. Get lost, buddy. A couple Marist guys going to rap a little bit here.
I'm just chilling over here.
I'm just kidding. And Daniel won, and it is your show, my man. By the way, I love the notes.
Thank you.
Look at how diligent he is. Like every Marist grad. Take over.
Still old school. I like to write it out.
I'm the same way. You know why? When you type, and maybe this will help you as you get deeper into your career. When I kind of mindlessly type,
I don't pay attention.
It doesn't infiltrate my mind the way it does when pen hits paper. Good to see a young buck feeling the same way.
I hear you.
25 years old.
Just keep your situation over there much cleaner than BT's.
Look at this mess.
I'm trying to keep it spread out, nice and even.
Look at this, the winning bracket.
That's the bracket.
Okay. Now, if you didn't pick Villanova to win, who would you have picked? What was your second choice?
I did two brackets for the pool. The other one was awful, but I picked
Would you have Arizona?
Duke to win it all.
Okay,
that's not
as bad as ours.
That's not bad.
I mean, Arizona in the Final Four is not that much better. You think best player in the tournament would take you there, but you run into Buffalo.
So what interests you? Come on, this is your segment, brother. Let's go. We're going to make a demo tape. Look at the beautiful logo. Oh, look at that beautiful logo. That is a great logo. Keep that up there for a little bit, guys. CBS Sports Network.
Well, being a Giants fan, I know you guys got into a big draft discussion, but actually about an hour ago, Adam Schefter happened to tweet out that he believes that teams, they said that they're not going to go after Beckham because the Giants are not going to trade him before or during the NFL draft. And I know you guys have been following around. There was all this talks about how they might trade him, how they may not. I'm just trying to get a stance or where are you guys feeling.
I'd get rid of him. I've been, I'm going to defer. I'm going to let the former Giant get first crack.
We'll start with him.
I'll come back to you.
Look,
Go ahead,
Daniel, I'll tell you something. BT, as a Jets fan, is quarterback obsessed. Obsessed. This is all he thinks about every day, every year.
I don't blame him because in order to win, you need a quarterback.
Okay. Gotta help.
But so he's obsessed with quarterbacks. But the problem is he lets that obsession obscure his thinking about other teams. So when he's now opining about the Giants, who have had a stable quarterback for as long as you can remember, exactly, he wants them to continue to have a stable quarterback when it's not actually their need. They need great explosive playmakers. And they need one in the backfield. We haven't had one in a long time.
How old is
Going to the draft?
Daniel, how old is Eli? He's 37.
37.
Would you please tell my partner who played for the Giants, who should know how old Eli? Can you tell him that he's 37?
I know that
he's 37.
Like he's 27.
But did he look terrible last year?
He didn't look terrible.
Okay, there you go.
But you always tell me when you hit the wall that comes without warning. So that wall's not that far down the road.
You don't walk down a little ramp. It's like a cliff.
Father time. It always wins. The only thing that's undefeated.
It's true.
Is your dad a Giant fan? Are your parents like you grew up in a big Giants household?
Was a Giants fan.
Did you go to a lot of games as a kid, or?
Not really. I think I've been to about 5 in my life, and they've lost every time.
Well, don't go anymore. Well, don't go anymore.
And I stopped going.
Well,
and look what happened.
What's your opinion? What should the Giants do then?
If I'm looking at Beckham, I think we can all agree the numbers. If you want to make an argument for top 1, I think he's right behind Antonio Brown when healthy.
No doubt.
If you guys agree with that.
You could probably make the case that he might be better in terms of pure talent.
Those first 4 years, you could look at those numbers.
Catches.
Over 300 catches, 4,000 yards.
Availability will change that conversation, though, because he's been hurt a lot. Whereas
true.
Antonio Brown's mostly available.
That's a great point. I look at...
Well, it wasn't a great point. It was a decent point.
It was a statement of fact.
I'm going to give a fellow Giant fan a great point.
No, and I'm going to give you, as a Marist guy, the most important point. Try to do this. Don't placate people unnecessarily.
Hey,
don't say great point. Don't say great call. Don't say great tweet. If it's an okay tweet, say it's an okay tweet.
How long have you been a Giants fan?
This guy.
Since I was born, so 25 years.
You were a Red Fox.
Nice answer.
You were a Red Fox for 4. Thank you, BT. That solves the argument right there.
Red Fox blood runs deep. Tell everybody when I came in, I did the journalism symposium. He was in the group.
Really?
Yeah, he was part of it.
He did. He ran a workshop for everyone to come up and do this, actually. And it was my turn to go, but I decided to be a goody two-shoes and go to class. So I walked out the back and never got to go.
The exact opposite on what I would have done back in the day on campus.
So I guess this is my makeup, I guess you could say.
You can. So, listen, Beckham obviously is a machine, but you've got to weigh the merits, and you have to understand this, that in a salary cap-driven sport, for a guy who's a little unpredictable, not a bad person, not somebody that you really worry about running afoul with the law, but that just kind of sings his own song and dances to his own beat, that is the decision the Giants have to make. So I want to ask you, I'm going to make you Gettleman right now. Are you cutting him a check for $20 million a year? You going to really do that? Would you do that?
Would I do that? I personally would.
You would.
Don't forget the salary cap is going up again.
It's going to go up. I'm going to give him the $20 million. Well, first, I'm hoping that he might not like the contract and want to say go up so we can bump it down a little more if we want to go to 19. Because I think what he truly cares about is being the highest paid receiver. So you got to look at Antonio Brown. That's about $17 million per year. And I think Mike Evans really set the standard this offseason when he got the 5-year, 82.5, but the 55 guaranteed. That's a record for receivers. So I think if you can just get him over $17 million per year, maybe you want to go 18.5.
Whatever it is to exceed Evans.
Exactly. Or to get the per year and over 55. So I think if you can get him in the low 60s, I don't see why you don't do that. I think he just cares about being the highest paid receiver because he first threw out he wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah, which is never going to happen.
And we know that's ridiculous. And I know
unless they get rid of quarterbacks in the NFL.
And I know he wants to get above $20 million, but there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be. It's the market.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, do you think Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the league?
Not even close.
No. That's the market. It's his time.
About timing.
Exactly. Yep. It's his time to get paid, pay him. It will only last maybe a year or two before Antonio Brown's wants to get a new contract. So that's where I am.
Okay, so that is Daniel Girolamo. I said that right? I got it right twice in a row. Girolamo.
There you go.
I knew that the second time was a little there. And I wrote next to it because it's a strange
like a
looking
J.
name. It's like a J. But I wrote phonetically like Geronimo, so as I'm trying to pronounce it, I'm looking at what I wrote, which is chicken scratch anyway, and I'm trying not to say it wrong. But Daniel won the Tiki and Tierney Bracket Challenge, and he's with us in studio. So let's ask you this. I love how you came in prepared. That is so important. I mean, my dad always would say, and he would say this when I was growing up, and I had a test the next day. He would say, well, I would say, I'm nervous or I'm not nervous. He would ask me, are you nervous about the test? I'd say, no, I'm not nervous. He says, good. You should never be nervous if you are prepared. All right, so and that's a stock answer for anything in life. So the preparation level is great, but you have an advantage over, I would say, 99% of the young men and women your age. All right, only a couple of years out of school. You are sitting on national TV right now. You're talking to a national audience with a guy who is one of the best players in the NFL, and me. Whatever you want to brand me to be, that's up to you. Do you have any questions for us? Like, what do you want to do in this business? What do you aspire to? What do you dream about? Because without a broadcast dream, you're not touching the top of the mountain. Talk to us. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm a big believer in do whatever I can to get my foot in the door. I eventually would love to have a radio show, love to have it on TV, but I know I can't just go up there right now. So I'm just doing what I can, grinding. I do stuff, by myself. I don't get paid. I run a website with a friend.
Let's get some plugs. What's the name of the website?
DailyMixReport.com.
Say it again. I stepped on that.
That is DailyMixReport.com.
What do you guys talk about?
I think it's pop culture.
Pop
right?
culture.
Everything?
So where he's a Jets fan, I'm a Giants fan.
Okay.
So we kind of meet in the middle with sports. I mean, a big passion of mine is movies and television.
Okay.
I love reviewing shows like that, and he's a music writer.
Okay.
So he covers music. We meet in the middle, and we also podcast on the side. So, I mean, we don't get paid to do that.
So you haven't generated a penny of it. It's all about getting content out there, getting some reps.
Doing it for about 2 years. And I still wake up every morning, and I like to write an article just to keep my skills fresh.
What did you write this morning?
Awesome.
Or what did you write recently?
It's a great answer, man.
We can look at.
Recently, I talked about Ronda Rousey, actually, in WWE.
We talked about it. What'd you think?
Well, I actually worked for WWE for a few months.
Do they actually pay you, or unlike the podcast? I mean, do you get paid for
that?
anything?
Was a real job, and I was as an assistant on the writing team, so I got to travel to all the events.
Wait, assistant on the writing for the scripts?
Correct.
Oh, wow, that's pretty
Why
damn
did we
cool.
start with this? Forget about Odell Beckham Jr. Go ahead. This is interesting.
Yep. So about
I like this.
February of 2016 to about June, I was on assistant to the writing team and traveled to all the events, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views.
Wow.
Behind the scenes. I noticed you were talking about Rick Flair earlier about.
Woo!
That man is electric, even in person.
He's crazy.
We had a pay-per-view in Chicago, and we all, everyone kind of flies in at their own time. I come in with a couple buddies, and, we're going to go out, get dinner, whatnot.
Sure.
We go down into the lobby.
That's code for picking up, the bars and doing what you got to do.
We go down into the lobby, and he's doing all the stuff he does in the ring.
Is he
He's
really?
wooing, but he's got a suit jacket on with a customized Cavaliers jersey on underneath, and he goes right to the hotel bar and he hung out there for hours. Next day, he's in that suit jacket. He's got a Cubs jersey on, and
oh my God,
he's a larger than life persona.
Is he a nice guy? Like he's friendly,
very
like
nice
little people,
and friendly.
So
I know you were talking about the 30 for 30 earlier, but
I didn't think that was that good. Personally, I didn't love it.
Just because I kind of met the guy, and
it changes your perspective on people once you actually know them. Are these guys hard to write for? You know what I mean? It's interesting because we hear the content, and half the time I'm in my mind saying, oh, they're just making it up as they go along. Are they hard to write for?
It truly depends on the person. So if you got a guy, I mean, obviously he's the benchmark, John Cena.
Yeah.
That guy is the nicest guy you will ever meet. I was a little assistant there, bottom of the barrel. He had no business talking to me. And he came right up to me, shook my hand, learned my name.
But that's what good people in life do.
And that's how they get to the top, truthfully there.
Yeah.
If you're nice, you're like that. So if he can go off script a lot because he knows how to work a crowd. He's done this through all the promos, different headlining WrestleMania. I mean, this guy knows what to do. And if you get like a lot of the younger wrestlers, they're kind of like robots. So that's where the writers really get to have a say in it because they can write the whole script for them and they're going to be like, okay, I can't miss this line.
How much creative input does Vince and the rest of the staff allow wrestlers to come into at the idea table? I would imagine it's pretty open, right?
Everyone's allowed to pitch.
Okay.
Whether Vince likes it or not, or whether he even gets to his table is a different story. If you're a higher up guy, you can go right to him and just say, I want to do this, whether he likes it or not. Yeah. If you're a little lower, you go through the writer's room first and it goes through Vince. And then he gets the final call on every single thing.
He does. Well, of course.
Okay, so Daniel, answer me this. Did any original story that generated in your mind make it onto any of the WWEs?
Not an original story, but I do have like my 15 seconds of fame. I don't know if you watched today. Do you know The New Day?
The what?
The New Day.
Yes,
they're like
course.
a faction, like Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. They're good. They're very, very entertaining guys. They're baby faces. And in the background, for the hallway shots, if you ever watch like Raw or SmackDown, guys walk into the ring, getting pumped up like that. 15 seconds before air, because they need background. I'm standing there. And one of the guys turns to me. He's like, you guys ready? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever he wants to do. We're just going to stay in here, go look at my phone, because I just want someone there. He's like, all right, man, don't worry about it. We're going to get you. We're going to make you twerk. 5, 4. And I'm like, excuse me? They're walking by. The camera's on. Monday Night Raw, a live show. And they're like, hey, what's up, Dan? Let's see you twerk. Make me turn around and twerk in front of national television.
How'd you do?
Awful, but
did you hesitate?
That's a good thing, though.
I went right. I mean, I wasn't going to say no. They're counting down. We got to go live to air, and it happens a week later. They see me again. They're like, great job. We're going to do something else this time. I'm like, all right, whatever you guys want to do.
Mike found the video. Mike just tweeted this out. What, on Tiki and Tierney account? Awesome. You'll get a lot of views off this. This will be good for you. Let's see here. Boy, I wish we got to get a break. Now, how long? You know what? You're going to stick around with us for a little bit here. We'll give you a little more love. Dane's going to hang around with us a little bit. We'll get a quick update from Mac. We'll come back. Tiki and I have inbounds, out of bounds. Daniel, say your last name. Say it.
Girolamo.
There you go. Girolamo is with us here, the Tiki and Tierney Bracket Challenge winner. So stick around a little bit longer than expected. He's doing a good job. He's earned a few more minutes. Axe update is right now. Here's Rick.